Why do partners in relationship check each other's phone secretly? What is the problem that makes one touch it, to go through it, looking for information? Only 1 out of 3 people admit to secretly checking their partner's phone. But does Snooping heal distrust or deepen the wound? What if the biggest threat to your relationship isn't secrecy, but the act of digging for answers? Many people say they do it because they care, because they're afraid to lose their partners, because they don't want their partners to belong to someone else. But can love ever justify spying on someone you are meant to trust? Dear friend, in a world where privacy and transparency collide, how can partners address insecurities without crossing the line into surveillance? And what tools beyond secrecy or snooping can rebuild trust authentically? Welcome to my Relationship Advice Studio. I'm Professor Yetunde Akorede. I'm glad you are here today. On this channel, we suggest solutions to various relationship issues with godly, workable solutions. I'm glad to read and answer some of your questions and pray alongside with you where necessary. Feel free to drop your nagging questions in the comment section. Today, we are looking at whether checking a partner's phone secretly is part of love. I must quickly remind you that privacy and open communication are important in Christian dating. Responsible partners should establish boundaries that honor God and each other. Checking your partner's phone secretly? This is violation. Violation? Godly relationships are built on trust, honesty, and respect for privacy. Where there is openness, there is nothing wrong in checking your partner's phone, but you do it with their consent. You need to talk openly about expected boundaries. Relationships, courtship, dating, marriage must actually embrace setting healthy boundaries rooted in trust and respect for a thriving, godly dating relationship. So how should we handle the situation when a partner secretly searches through the other partner's phone? This is clearly a privacy breach, which is pointing to the fact that there is an issue with our trust system. There is an issue with the way we feel secure. That individual checking the phone has insecurity problem, or the individual whose phone is being checked has untrustworthy issues. I'm going to talk about 7 practical steps to address this type of privacy breach. 1. The person whose phone is being searched through should stay calm and reflect on what could have caused it. That person should avoid confrontation. Confrontation may degenerate into argument, and both partners may not be able to predict where that will end. So the first thing to do in this case is to stay calm. Stay calm. Number 2, the person whose phone is being checked should sit back and try to identify what caused the breach. Why did it happen? Is it insecurity? Is it the partner's past betrayals? Or could it be communication gaps? There is the necessity to try to place a finger on what could have been responsible for the breach. Number 3, it is then necessary for the 2 partners to sit together to initiate what I would describe as a fact-finding conversation, a honest conversation. And in the conversation, there must be no accusation. So it will be better for the partner whose phone is being searched to use statements like, "I feel hurt when my privacy is crossed." When you use this type of statement, you try, by the grace of God, not to accuse the partner or to place any blame on them, because you want a situation where you can talk heart to heart. But with accusation, there will be that guilt feeling, and nothing may come out of that type of conversation. So the number 3 step is to initiate a fact-finding and honest conversation. Number 4, from the conversation, the next step is to try to set clear digital boundaries between the 2 of you. It should be an agreement on mutual privacy rules. You can talk about how you expect your partner to have access to your phone. For instance, in an emergency, should they need to make a call and there is no credit on their phone, then they could use your phone. Or do they need to search for particular information, they need to tell you before they use your phone. It is just part of respect, a mark of respect, to respect the other person's privacy. Number 5, it is very, very important to honestly sit back together and evaluate your relationship's trust. How well do you trust one another? Is this the first time of checking your phone behind your back, or is it a very regular thing your partner does? If you discover that it's a regular pattern, that your partner has been doing it over and over again, then you need to take the next step. Number 6, for your relationship to last and be a wonderful one, you need to go for therapy. It could be counseling with your pastor or seeking professional help. Because whether you are dating, whether you are courting, whether you are already married, when partners don't really trust one another, when there are trust issues, then there will be big problem, a huge problem in future. But when you go for couples therapy and you open up to your counselor, you let them know what you are struggling with, what your partner is struggling with, there are solutions. There will always be solutions by the special grace of the living God. So getting a therapy, getting counseling, getting help and support is very, very important. Finally, it is important that the two of you strengthen your emotional connection. You need to do those things you have always been doing together before. Don't be too busy to the point that your partner feels neglected, feels isolated. You have to intentionally guide against gaps, secrecy, or attitude that show that perhaps you have something to hide. It is important to be playing together if indeed you are serious in your relationship. You have to schedule regular programs, regular times of intimacy, regular times of joy. Spend quality time together. Quality time discussing, talking, playing, jesting and gisting. Finally, what is the place of God in your relationship? What is the place that the power of God occupies? Pray together about the issue. Commit the relationship unto God. If there is anything to be forgiven, forgive one another. And then, by God's grace, decide to start on a beautiful new page. Dear friend in faith, do things like this really happen? Drop a comment about why you think such happen. If it has ever happened to you before, what did you do? Share with us. And if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. See you in my next video. Stay blessed.